the WSL side, I should say, that could very well change your career for good. Bristol Rovers have come into this excited about it. There's been a mix of nervous energy and excited confidence that's been growing through the week. They know how big a day this is, how big an opportunity this is. And they are very much taking every part of today in their stride. Backed by a raucous away end who are going to enjoy the day out no matter what. You can see Rhiann Bourne-Hallett and Rachel Daly going through the captain's duties before kick-off. Plenty of eyes upon what could be the moment. If you have a moment in this game, if you're a Bristol Rovers player, not only change the trajectory of your career, change the feelings of the season, but you can write a bit of history as well. Make no mistake about it, they've played brilliantly to get to this level, deserving of their opportunity to test themselves against one of the elite. They'll fancy it, they'll be ready for it, and they'll be hoping to be the cup setters this evening. Time has finally arrived. Let's see then, is there still some magic in the bottle? FA Cup 4th round weekend has had plenty of upsets already, as we've already touched upon, mainly from supporters being unable to watch their team due to the weather. This one is playable. Credit to everyone getting this game on, and we are ready to be engrossed in the final tie of the weekend. And it will be Bristol Rovers to get us underway. Meg Jarvis herself to nudge the ball back, and we are underway. The Adobe Women's FA Cup, all the magic that it brings, the opportunity that it brings, and a start where Jarvis tried to run in behind. Sabrina D'Angelo between the sticks for Aston Villa this evening. Played every minute of every game thus far for Aston Villa since joining from Arsenal in the summer, a deal in which Daphne Van Domselaar went the other way to Arsenal, and D'Angelo has taken her opportunity brilliantly. Here's Danielle Turner. To the feet of Paula Thomas. Here is one of those superstars in Jordan Nobbs. First player to pass 200 WSL appearances before Christmas. It's a lovely little back heel flick around the corner from Gabby Nunez. And here goes Ebony Salmon, early chance for Aston Villa. Tried to prod it behind, it's a good save from George Hunt. And the first sighting of goal goes to the hosts. Driving run from Salmon. Goalkeeper waited and waited and waited, didn't want to commit too early. Makes a good save with the knees, and it's out for an Aston Villa corner. Plenty at the far post. He's hung up towards the far post, and it's a brilliant header. Less than 2 minutes on the clock, and if you had Rachel Daly to break the deadlock, congratulations. Let's be fair, it was a pretty safe bet. One of the sharpest shooters in the game. Rachel Daly nods Aston Villa into an early lead. Lovely hung up corner. Daly watches it all the way, drifts away from her marker. Free header, 3 yards out. You'd bet your house on Rachel Daly nodding that one in, and that she did. Well, I'm glad I got all the talk of a cup set and potential magic in the bottle out the way early. Not the start that Bristol Rovers would have wanted. Less than 3 minutes on the clock, and got to come from a goal down. But what we have seen from them this season in this competition is a never say die attitude. It's not been a game so far they've not scored in. not had to rely on extra time or penalties often. They're a side that like to go and get it, to go and press from the front. And Nathan Hallett-Young has been there since the reformation of the club in 2019. He's certainly got a lot he and his group can be proud of from this run already. Be hoping that doesn't end this evening, although now they've got a bit to do. Here's Salmon, quick feet to skip away from Bourne Hallett. Nudged out by Patton. Now Adriana Leon. Little layoff by Daly. Nunez can't quite get a hold of it and it's cleared. Here is Tomas. Daly rolls it back into Salmon. I think that popped off her right hand, but referee happy to let it play. Nobbs. Mailing. Here is Leon. Drags it across and then tried to fizz it over, and it was just a little bit too much on it towards the goalkeeper, and out for a Bristol Rovers goal kick. Can't have been easy the last year or so, especially for Bristol Rovers. Obviously a team up the road in Bristol City who have had quite the journey and regular competitors in top flight. So it's a credit to everybody involved that in a very competitive area to have such a talented group that they do. Mailing. Back to Nobbs. Daly's dropped deep and picks the ball up, Rachel Daly. Salmon. Overlap from Tomas is ignored. Leah Douglas unable to pick out a teammate. It'll be a throw into Aston Villa on this near side. Nobbs. Just nudged out to Mailing, who's starting to pick up a few more extra touches on that right-hand side. Salmon. Up against Buxton, skips away from Buxton, squares it as well, and it's two. It's two inside 6 minutes. Gabby Nunez. Brilliant play again by Ebony Salmon, who has been lightning in this opening 6 minutes. Wreaking havoc down this near side, drags it towards the byline, cuts it back, and then Nunez almost uses Laura Barrett as a shield to disguise it underneath her legs and into the far corner. Villa have two. And on what is a very cold evening at the Bescott Stadium, there's plenty to warm the Aston Villa supporters so far. Warren intercepted, and Villa might come again. Tomas. Turner into Nobbs. Patton. It's really nice from Aston Villa. Miri Taylor heavily involved. Here's Leon. Adriana Leon squares it. Oh, defended by Buxton at the far post. Leon, lovely back heel. Mailing. Hangs it up towards Rachel Daly, who's got a second. Aston Villa have got 3 inside 8 minutes. And Rachel Daly, who never struggles to find the back of the net, might think that she could pad a few stats out this evening. She's got 2 already. She's up to 8 for the season. Just her 14th game. Former WSL Golden Boot winner. Copious amounts of goals for Aston Villa, Houston Dash, Notts County, West Ham, England. She's got 2 tonight, and I'm sure she'll be hunting the hat-trick very, very soon. Sounds a given, and it feels harsh on Bristol Rovers, who have had quite the journey to get to this stage and will have dreamt of a nicer start to the game than this one, driving up from the West Country. They're going to have to dig in. They're going to have to try and find a way to stem the tide a little bit, because this game is questionably already out of their reach, but they don't want it to drift too far away. And the way that Aston Villa are popping the ball around, they certainly want to get it done early. Taylor, really good tackle. Fantastic defending from Ackerman. Nobbs, reverse pass in. Could be 3. Should be 3 maybe. Taylor couldn't quite get it out of her feet. Got caught underneath it. Nunes wanted to hit as well. Rachel Daly's playing central midfield at the moment. It's been an absolute nightmare as well, because you know that she's going to drift into the penalty area. Rolls underneath the feet of Nobbs, and here's an opportunity now for Ackerman. Fires it forward and asking a little bit too much of her teammates to step forward. Daisy Ackerman, one of those players with a lot of quality we were alluding to before the game. Came through the Arsenal Academy, has represented England at youth level. So Bristol Rovers throw in an advanced area. Buxton with it. Just going to wind one up a little bit. Shortens it instead. Good feet from Vaughan Hallett, who tries to thread it across goal, but D'Angelo can step out and mop it up. Here's Miri Taylor. Now Leon. Driving infield, the Canadian international. Bounced to the floor by Jodie Exley. Well, Bristol Rovers will get a chance in this game. They've been free scoring thus far. They've scored 21 times in the league in the 10 league games they've played. They've scored 2 or more in every round so far. And they're in good form. Won their last 5, 2 in the league, 3 in the cup to get them this far. This is a step up though, of course. Quite a step up it's proven so far. Leon stands up towards the far post. Nodded away by Vaughan Hallett, I think that was at the far, and now potentially a counter-attack could be on. Claret shirts just nip in front though, and Aston Villa can come again with that metronomic figure in the middle of the park of Jordan Nobbs. Nunes intercepted. Hunt's clearance only as far as Mailing. Thomas. Salmon. Dragson's off on a mazy run again. Ebony Salmon might go alone this time. Not far away either. Been absolutely brilliant in this opening exchange, Ebony Salmon. Showing a clean pair of heels and working the ball onto her right foot. You can see the idea, try and fizz it into that far post. Little nod down to Leon. Nunes gets it back. Back into Adriana Leon. The cut back to Miri Taylor might be the one. Oh, and it just evaded. It was an important little nick. I think it was Poppy Warren who got a heel on it. just to take it away from Miri Taylor, who was arriving late. Patton, lovely diagonal ball, brought down brilliantly by Nunes, who wants to try and get the shot off. Bodies get in the way, and well defended from Bristol Rovers. Now Bassett, Ackerman, swarmed immediately by Taylor and Mailing. Leon again, well defended by Daisy Ackerman. Patton. Now Leon with space on that far side. Hangs up with the left foot and off the crossbar. One of those difficult to read. Is it designed to try and pick out the far post? Is it designed to try and pick out a teammate? Is it maybe a little bit of both? Put it into an area, know that it's going to cause problems, and very nearly did from Adriana Leon. Nod on by Douglas. One back by Villa, and Miri Taylor can nudge it out to Sarah Mailing. Leon. Patton once more. Mailing's made the forward run, tracked all the way by Bassett. Opens up a little bit for Salmon. He prods it out wide. Tomas has got time. Hangs it towards the far post. A little flick on from Daly. After a hat-trick ahead as Rachel Daly. Bounces between Exley and Taylor, and the free kick's gone the way of Jodie Exley. Bristol Rovers, who have got a big game in the Gloucestershire County Cup next weekend at Cheltenham Town. Against Cheltenham Town, I should say, at home. Leon. Taylor. Nearly smothered, but gets the bounce of the second ball and can reload. Taylor. Daly, great feet. Try to nudge it into the path of Taylor, but it's defended well, and Exley can seek a bit of refuse. Tomas. Salmon. Once again, brilliant feet from Ebony. Salmon just ran into a bit of a blue and white cul-de-sac. Here's Nobbs. Salmon drives towards the byline again. Can't quite get there. Well defended by Leia Douglas. Stuck to her task really well. Got a body in front. Made sure that Salmon would have to run around to make any sort of contact with the ball. Leon. Nobbs with the overlapping run. Well defended by Bassett. Happy to keep a hold of it and rotate the ball between the players and make sure everybody's as comfortable as possible. In fairness and in reality, that hard work is done now. Hangs it towards the far post, nudged away. And volleyed forward. Giving Meg Jarvis something to chase. A little bit too much to chase. Aston Villa, who've got to be dialed in. They've got a busy period on the horizon. Everton away next weekend before hosting Manchester City and Chelsea in back-to-back weeks. They'll need this game to make sure that 2025 has started with as an emphatic performance as possible, and certainly met that brief in the opening 20 minutes here in Walsall. Lovely little back heel, but Nobbs was able to just shuffle across and start possession again for Aston Villa. Tomas. Turner. To Jordan Nobbs, little prod round the corner, finds Nunez. Taylor wanted it prodded on. Forward to Leon, who wants to get the shot off and does! Well, Adriana Leon has hit the crossbar and come not that far away on a second occasion in the space of about 5 or 6 minutes now. Hunt's clearance is headed back by Salmon. Here's Bassett. Kept in by Tomas. And Nobbs. Taylor. Tried the little give and go. Wanted a handball, I think. Referee unmoved. Turner. Patton. Flick round the corner, finds Nunez. Salmon, lovely little ball roll and skips towards the byline once more. Tries to shape it across, but well defended, and check it back as Daly picks up possession back to Tomas. Rachel Daly cuts away. Sweeps it in towards Nunez. Quick feet, good save by the goalkeeper. Not fully clear, Leon. Tomas finds the bottom corner. Aston Villa have got 4. And here's Paula Tomas with Aston Villa's 4th. This left-hand side has been profitable for Sean Goater's side in the opening 23 minutes. Tomas and Salmon combining on a number of occasions. Salmon with a couple of assists early on, and now Tomas on the score sheet herself. Well, Sean Goater, who's taking the head coach on an interim basis, former Bristol City player himself, so he won't have any sympathy for Bristol Rovers this evening, and His side is certainly showing no mercy as they go hunting a fifth maybe immediately with Rachel Daly. What a good save that is from Hunt. Brilliant save. Leon fouled on that far side, will get an opportunity to deliver from a free kick. Mailing to take the free kick. A yard or so in from the touchline, so a little bit of distance to cover. Ackerman in a one-person wall. Up towards the far post, headed down by Nunes. Turner trying to keep it in play. Salmon. Nobbs. Charged down by Ackerman, but Mailing keeps it in Aston Villa possession. Taylor out to Leon. Skips past Ackerman and is fouled by Bristol Rovers' number 7. Just a warning for Daisy Ackerman. Another opportunity for Sarah Mailing to tease one in. Plenty of targets. Obviously, Rachel Daly has 2 headers already this game. 2 centre-halves in Patton and Turner are up as well. See the 2 on the far end of your picture. Towards the near post, flicked on and volleyed in for Aston Villa's 5th and Gabby Nunes' 2nd. 26 minutes played and Aston Villa have got 5. Good delivery in towards the near post, and I tell you what, it's an inventive, acrobatic effort. Not sure if it comes off the knee or the instep or even maybe the shin, but it doesn't matter. Gabby Nunes did enough to turn it goalwards, and Aston Villa have got 5. And with only 26 minutes played, their name is going to be in the 5th round of the Adobe FA Cup. Turn on the ball from Rees as it intercepted. Exley. Little nod back to Rees. Tries to flick it forward towards Jarvis, who's going to give Turner something to think about. Turner just concedes the throw in. Hallett has it charged down and eventually cleared. Now Daly surging forward. Leon with the overlap. Towards the area, towards Gabby Nunes. Salmon. Towards the far post, lovely ball in. Nunes caught it down beautifully. First touch was really clever. Well defended by Bristol Rovers again. Scoreline might not suggest it, but they defended really well. Might feel slightly frustrated that maybe a couple of the goals, especially the ones from set pieces, could have been avoided, but We are talking about quite a golfing, footballing stature between these two currently. As we mentioned, the football pyramid separated by quite a way. Tomas into Nunes, who's on a hat-trick. Taylor trying to keep it alive as Ackerman tries to do everything to clear. Nobbs hangs it up towards the far post, a little bit too much on it for Nunes as it skips out. We are talking about currently the 7th best team in the English football pyramid in Aston Villa. We are talking about a team in Bristol Rovers who only reformed 6 years ago. Currently 6th in the Southwest National League 1. Got a little bit of legwork to do before competing with the likes of Aston Villa on a weekly basis, but they've already shown they've got ability, they've got players that are more than capable. Lovely turn. Buxton, but ran into trouble in the form of Rachel Daly. Here's Jordan Nobbs. Lovely fizzed ball into Leon, who lets it run for Miri Taylor. Mailing charging forward, gets it, Sarah Mailing. Cuts it back to Taylor. On off the upright. Wonderful sweeping Aston Villa move. Probably the best move of the game. And it's the one that hasn't resulted in them finding the back of the net. Miri Taylor inches away from adding an Aston Villa 6th. Headed by Taylor. Here's Nunes. Into Daly. Nobbs. Tomas. Salmon tries to fire it goalwards and again maybe use a couple of blue and white shirts as a disguise as it would slide through, but managed to get themselves in the way and prevent a goal-bound effort. Still in fine voice, those that have travelled to support Bristol Rovers this evening. A cup journey that will last a long time in the memory thus far. Salmon driving towards goal, tried to shape it towards the far post, but quite a way wide on that occasion from Ebony Salmon. Well, we've seen quite a few big results in the FA Cup this weekend. Chelsea 4-0 winners over Charlton. Rugby Borough 6-0 winners away at London Bees. Sunderland 7-1 winners away at Exeter. And the City Lionesses put 5 past Fulham. Manchester United put 7 past West Brom. Wolverhampton Wanderers put 14 past Shrewsbury Town a couple of days ago. Into Daly, takes it early. Really good save. Bounced up right before it came towards Hunt. It's a really good save. And we've got a player down. It's Jodie Exley, who's why not? Let's have a look at the first goal then, the goal that began the Aston Villa evening only a couple of minutes into the game. First corner of the game, Rachel Daly rising highest and nodding home from only a couple of yards, and that's when you think the nightmare start for Bristol Rovers. The one thing that they'd have hoped. I'm sure all the conversations would have been about staying in the game, keeping it tight early, try and frustrate Aston Villa a little bit, prevent them as long as possible, keep them at bay as long as possible. So to find themselves behind within a couple of minutes will have been mightily disappointing. Probably wouldn't have imagined that they'd have been 5 down inside half an hour. They are determined to enjoy the evening, enjoy the occasion. They've earned the right to play at this level. They've earned the right to be in the 4th round of the FA Cup, which is some achievement in itself. Those that have travelled to support them, determined to show their appreciation, their adulation for a group that has already achieved a brilliant FA Cup run. And if it does end tonight, and it does look like it's going to end tonight, of course, it will still be one of those that they can recount upon, talk about from years to come, and maybe even use as momentum to kick on in the league. They are 6th currently, but do have a couple of games in hand on the teams above them. A massive game against Moneyfields in a couple of weeks, who sitting near the top of the table. Here's Thomas, pops it back into Nobbs. Patton. Floated over towards Leon, who is onside. Adriana Leon, another really good save from George Hunt. Well, it's 5, but it could have been 7 or 8 already if it weren't for a number of really good saves from the Bristol Rovers goalkeeper. Getting a pat on the back for that one, rightly so. And they keep out the resulting corner. Daly's header off the crossbar. Leon still bouncing around. Nobody can really get a toe on it until Daly. Ackerman charges it down. Mailing. Taylor. Again, last-ditch defending from Bristol Rovers, who eventually sweep it clear. Here's Daly. Nobbs. Reese. Tries a little give and go, does Exley, but ran into trouble. Here goes Ebony Salmon. Outside to Leon. These two have been exceptional in the first 36 minutes. Daly. You could see the idea. Tried to clip it through towards Leon, but not quite the execution that Rachel Daly would have been looking for. Well, it will probably mean an opportunity for a couple of changes from Aston Villa in the second half. Minutes for Jill Byings and Chastity Grant are probably going to be high on the agenda. Byings especially. Joined on loan from Bayern Munich in the summer. Missed the entirety of the first half of the season with injuries. The first time she's been named in a matchday squad for Aston Villa. What a bonus it'll be. It's a cliche, but it'll be like a new signing in the second half of the season. Nobbs. Intercepted, and Daly can pick up the pieces. Here goes Patton. Threaded back in towards Daly, who can't quite latch on to the end of it. Turner. Nobbs. Already mentioned a 4-time FA Cup winner, Jordan Nobbs. Twice runner-up as well. This is, I mean, there isn't a competition that she doesn't know much about, to be honest. One of the true greats of the game. Comes back to Nobbs. Nearly had the full billing and the headline after it. Patton. Here's Salmon. Tries a little give and go. Daly. Taylor. Trying to dance away to a bit, half a yard. Nunes, quick feet, doing the same. Well defended by Bristol Rovers again, but here's Salmon, perhaps chance not fully over. Taylor towards the far post, towards Daly. There's the hat-trick. But the flag is up for offside. Well, I have a feeling that won't be the last time we're discussing a Rachel Daly chance to complete the hat-trick. The flag went up to deter her on that occasion. Forward by Hunt. Brought down by Reese. Into Buxton. Douglas tries to sweep it on towards Jarvis, who not really seen in this game thus far. Meg Jarvis, 8 goals in the FA Cup already this campaign, 17 goals in 16 games in all competitions. What a return that is. Daly, what a ball. What a pass, Rachel Daly into Leon. Fizzes it across goal, well defended at the near post by Barrett. Here goes Patton. Knobs in a little pocket of space and just nudges it back to Anna Patton. A little over 5 minutes left in this first half. Aston Villa have 5. And they are halfway to round 5. Taylor. Knobs back to Taylor. Threads it through. Daly. There's the hat-trick. There's not the hat-trick. It's becoming a personal vendetta between that flag and Rachel Daly. Twice in a matter of minutes. Seeing a hat-trick cancelled out. Twice in a matter of minutes, looking at the referee, questioning if the decision was right. Twice in a matter of minutes. Everyone in blue and white. And a deep exhale of breath. Headed by Taylor. Turner. Little 1-2 with Tomas. Knobs into Patton. Throwing on the far side that Poppy Warren can take control of for Bristol Rovers. A club legend, Poppy Warren, longest serving player. Part of the debut squad when the club reformed in 2019. Spoke about how big a journey and how big an occasion today is when you put it all together and look at the bigger picture. Playing on muddy community pitches with no lines marked out, and today they're playing against the WSL side full of internationals at the Bescott Stadium in Walsall. Here goes Ebony Salmon. Scooped into the path of Taylor. Well defended again. Daly wants to get in front. Knobs might wind one up, instead resists the urge and finds Leon. Knobs towards the far post, towards Rachel Daly. Is this the moment? Well, you know the rest. You've seen the first, the sequel, and now you've seen the trilogy. 3 Rachel Daly goals ruled out for offside. Well, Aston Villa have got 5, but Rachel Daly could have had 5 if it were not for a good Bristol Rovers offside trap. Knobs. Leon. Forward run by Taylor. Brilliantly defended by Bassett. Excellent work. Can't quite find Ackerman though. Here's Mailing. Back to Leon. Back heel finds space for Sarah Mailing. Now Jordan Nobbs. Turner into Salmon. Might get the shot off Ebony Salmon. Big deflection. Skips behind for an Aston Villa corner. You can see the idea is had two efforts. Just evade the far post. Was trying to do the same this time, but the deflection sees it skip out in front of the near and out for a corner. Final 60 seconds of the first half, depending on what the officials decide to add on. Could be the final chance of the first half. Towards the front post, the back heel. Nunez clatters it against 4 or 5 Bristol Rovers players who threw themselves in front of it. Valiant defending once more. Another corner to defend. This time taken short. Salmon. Might be a touch frustrated not to be on the score sheet so far. Ebony Salmon has been one of, if not the brightest spark in the first half. Has created a huge amount down this left side. Adriana Leon on the opposite side has done likewise. One added minute at the end of this first half. Here's Leon. Brilliant feet. Mailing charged down by Ackerman, then Bassett getting out to her. Nobbs with a little flick round the corner to Thomas. Into Salmon. Buxton gets a prod on it, not enough to deter Ebony Salmon, who's still going. Another mazy run. Worked the angle, tried to sneak it in at the near post. And there is the half-time whistle, a half in which Bristol Rovers fans are still clapping their team off like the true champions that they are. They've done brilliantly to get here. They probably would have not imagined that it would have started as devastatingly as it did. Rachel Daly inside 2 minutes. Another goal for Daly a little bit later on. Nunez with a double and Thomas as well. Let's have a little look at those goals, in fact, from the first half at the Bescott Stadium. Plenty to keep those in attendance warm, certainly. Lightning quick start as Daly rises highest and powers a header home from close range. Salmon has been really influential down this near side. The cut back to Nunez to sweep home for 2. Then hung up delivery for Rachel Daly to nod home her second. And then into Nunez, really good save. Leon keeps it alive. Well defended again, but then Thomas with a really, really good finish. Snuck it into the far post. And then Nunez with an inventive finish to make it 5. 5 really well taken goals. What we've not seen in there is Rachel Daly has had 3 chalked off for the offside flag. She's still on the hunt for the hat-trick. Aston Villa are going to be in the 5th round of the Adobe Women's FA Cup. There's still 45 to play. What can Bristol Rovers pick out in the second half? Join us for that in a little while. At half-time, it's Aston Villa 5, Bristol Rovers 0.
And still Toon. Oh! Tremendous from Toon.
Oh my word. That's ridiculous.
Drilled back in and what a goal! Oh, that's a great strike by Jane Ludlow. Arsenal free kick. Charlton have been in the lead for just over 4 minutes. Scott leaves it. Dummy hasn't quite worked. It's fired in and Tony and Wayne can't get there. And the inevitable has happened. Kelly Smith has levelled for Arsenal. It was precise and it was in one place, but Tony and Wayne couldn't get to.
Yankee looks favourite. Rachel Yankee for Fulham. Terrific free kick. Rachel Yankee breaks the deadlock, and Leanne Hall is beaten at last. The angles weren't quite right. The wall couldn't do its job, and Rachel Yankee did hers, and Fulham lead in the cup final.
Yeah, fantastic free kick by Rachel Yankee. She's found the little gap, she's gone over the top of the wall, and Leanne Hall obviously very unsighted.
Superb free kick from Rachel Yankee.
Ellie Roebuck gets the ball. You can see how Chelsea players are tight. Their Manchester City players don't want easy possession, but good turn from Bunny Shaw.
First time she's done that, away from Nowen. That's a really good pass as well. I think Carter put off Hemp just about enough, but she will get a second chance here. Hemp, away from Bright, it's Lauren Hemp. Oh! Lauren Hemp puts City back on level terms. And that is exactly how she can punish you. 6 goals in 6 games for City's superstar.
And what a finish this was. On her left foot, preferred, cuts in on her right foot and just arcs it around the goalkeeper. And Katrin Berger gets herself a little yard away from Millie Bright. And the trajectory of this, just look at it from behind the goal. Beautiful going away from Ann-Katrin Berger. Probably the power on it deceives Berger in the goal. Doesn't have time to set off, doesn't have time to take off, but allows her inside. And when you see that side netting ripple, you know that it's been an exceptional finish.
Lovely touch from Helen Lander, away from Bassett. Is this Chelsea's moment? It is! Chelsea land the first blow. It's Helen Lander.
And he said that it'd either be a mistake or a piece of brilliance, and what a piece of centre-forward play that was from Helen Lander. What a great turn straight past the centre-half, kept her composure, left footer. That's a brilliant finish, and you know, well deserved for her. She's worked really, really hard and shown that quality. You know, you're there one-on-one in an FA Cup final. That's a good finish. You know, she's under pressure. She made sure she put it away. That's what it means.
Looking for Fleeting, who just lost her footing. Chance now for Arsenal, and it's one that's been brilliantly taken. A fantastic goal by Kim Little. She had the awareness then to look up and maybe see that Fleeting was coming back from an offside position. But Arsenal have taken the lead in spectacular fashion.
absolutely fantastic goal. I think it has been coming. You know, you can see Kim Little's been on the ball quite a lot. She's been, you know, getting free kicks, but, you know, a little nutmeg's there. And to have this sort of composure to just knock it past the player and just nice little side foot into the corner. It was coming, and, you know, Bristol have to get their heads up now and start believing in themselves and getting forward a little bit more. But Kim Little, you know, I think we mentioned her as a key player, and that's why.
Sanderson, Fleeting and Smith in the centre. Sanderson looks for Julie Fleeting, it's headed away. Drilled back in, and what a goal! Oh, that's a great strike by Jane Ludlow. On the stroke of half-time, Arsenal lead 3-1. And if there were question marks over whether the first goal that Jane Ludlow scored is hers, no arguments about that. It is a belter from the Arsenal captain.
That's a fantastic strike, fantastic hit.
It's given away, and Hathwick can progress towards goal. Now Wrighton. Intelligent move from England.
It's Cuthbert! Oh, that is sensational!
Wow! Erin Cuthbert with an absolute belter! Chelsea back in front, and in some style.
Now this is befitting of an FA Cup final in front of that sea of Chelsea fans. Good square back, good layoff for Erin Cuthbert. Can't quite get it out of her feet, but the power she gets from such little backlift. You just see the layoff there. Oh, top corner, just the underside of the bar, and nothing. Ellie Roebuck getting her feet across, top hand, everything she could try and do to get there. That was unstoppable. You can see here the lovely camera angle. It goes straight down the throat of it. And what a finish for Erin Cuthbert. She's covered every blade of grass today for Chelsea on this pitch.
Front three, four. Trying to contain herself.
Okay, run to stay on sides. She's very much on sides. Oh my word. That's ridiculous. 3-0 Chelsea. And that is a finish out of this world. Such composure, such finesse. Wonderful from Sam Kerr.
Wow, this is absolute world class. Terrific run. She just kept herself on side, I think. And then she had a long time, and when strikers have a long time to think about it. But perfect execution of the lob. And she's had a good game. And Zinsberg has had a brilliant game as well in goal. She's let 3 in, but she's kept a lot out. But that is just world class from Sam Kerr.
Nelson into Ella Toon. Room to work with here for Ella Toon. And still Ella Toon. Oh! Tremendous from Toon to give Manchester United the lead in the cup final with a cracker. A goal fit for any major final, and it gives Mark Skinner's side the lead on the stroke of half-time. That is simply tremendous from Toon, and it's Manchester United 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0.
Yeah, just seeing a glimpse of her face there, she still looks frustrated about that from that one 7 minutes ago or whatever it was, that she didn't get her shot away. And it comes from a giveaway, and United are just so fast to transition. You see the ball here, Zellum calms it down, finds that ball that releases play, and you know, Toon receives the ball not far inside I think it's just inside the Spurs half. No one's there to close her down. Spurs are too expansive. Suvanen slides in. Wow. The ball's outside the width of the goal until it just curls back round at the last second. That is exceptional. I think goal like that is one that you absolutely want to score in an FA Cup final, that's for sure. And that's a magnificent finish, and it's a reflection of the quality that someone like Ellerton really has.
Welcome back for the second half of this Adobe Women's FA Cup. Fourth round tie between Aston Villa and Bristol Rovers. Looks like a triple change at half-time for the hosts, who have got this game wrapped up. They're 5-0 up at half-time. Rachel Daly with 2, Gabby Nunes with 2, Paula Tomas with the other for Aston Villa, and it looks like Kirsty Hansen, Chastity Grant and Jill Byings are going to be the 3 that come on. Byings especially, first time she's appeared in a matchday squad, on loan from Bayern Munich. Spent first half of the season out with injury. So this will be a bit of a treat for those Aston Villa fans who have braved the cold on this Sunday evening. And also perhaps a little bit of a sighting as to what the second half of the season is going to look like with the options that Aston Villa have. Kirsty Hansen, prior to this one, had started every WSL game, so more often than not, Kirsty Hansen's going to be in the starting 11. I'd say Ebony Salmon and Adriana Leon have done their hopes of performances in the second half, no harm at all. Also a change in goal. Sophia Poor coming on for Sabrina D'Angelo. Nice touch there from Sean Gota to give Poor some minutes. Leon is the next one to be replaced by Chastity Grant. Ebony Salmon also departing for Kirsty Hansen. And also entering the scene for the first time Jill Byings. Little pat on the back, and after being deterred a few times in the first half, and this, the hat-trick almost taken away from Rachel Daly. The hat-trick isn't forthcoming because she has also departed the scene. So we are back underway. Aston Villa 5 goals to the good in this Adobe Women's FA Cup 4th round tie. Bristol Rovers, who have done a lot of legwork to get this far, have got a second half starting frighteningly quick, and started very quick indeed. And it's Chastity Grant. Devastating start to the second half. Well, they've scored inside 2 minutes of the game starting. They've scored inside 30 seconds of the second half kicking off. What a run that is from Kirsty Hansen. Chastity Grant's first touch of the ball is to tap home from close range. Dutch international. Very, very pleased to get off the mark this evening. Signed from Ajax in the summer, and already proving to be an impact substitution at half-time. Grant has 1, Villa have 6. Just seeing the confirmation of those half-time substitutes. Adriana Leon for Chastity Grant is the first one. It's the player that we've seen tuck the 6th away for Aston Villa. Ebony Salmon, who was brilliant in that first half, replaced by Kirsty Hansen, who has an assist registered already within 30 seconds as well. Now, battling in was Hansen, unfairly according to the official. Nobbs tried to flick round the corner towards Byings. Here's Jordan Nobbs again with a long switch of play to Chastity Grant. Mailing. Little flick round the corner from Nunes, who's searching for a hat-trick. Mailing. Into Nobbs, great feet from Jordan Nobbs, although runs into traffic and eventually hooked clear only momentarily though. Here's Byings out to Grant, back to Mailing. Spin from Byings and then bumped into, and Exley gets enough on the ball, and now could be a counter-attack for Bristol Rovers. Bassett's having to go all the way, and then had to cut back, and stolen away from her. Taylor. Mailing into Grant. Skips away from Ackerman, squares it. Oh, Nunes ever so close to prodding it beyond. Really good save again from Hunt. Here is Nobbs. Oh, swiped out to safety by Nia Reese. Here's Patton. Fizzed into Nunes. Nobbs. Byings lurking for it in the centre of the area, but it was Hansen who went alone. Jarvis. Oh, good tenacity from Bourne Hallett to keep a hold of it, and Jarvis could be in. Is this the chance for Bristol Rovers? Really good save by Sophia Port. Nearly the moment, the player that they'd have wanted that chance to fall to. Player that's been in red hot form this season, 8 goals in the FA Cup already. 17 in 16 in all competitions for Meg Jarvis. Really good save from Sophia Port to keep them at bay. Corner in, dealt with at the near post, and now the counter-attack could be on. Hansen could be away. Slides it across, and there's numbers getting forward in. Claret and blue shirts is Jill Byings. Byings once more into Hansen. Mailing. Into Nunes. Hansen. Neat little back heel, rolls it into Byings and then cleared. Bourne Hallett can get it away, only as far though as Paula Thomas. Here's Sarah Mailing. To Hansen. Out to Byings. Thomas. Taylor asking for it in the middle of the pitch, instead goes out to Byings, who fizzes it across goal and did fall to Grant, who couldn't quite redirect it goalwards. Patton hangs it up towards Nunes. Good header away by Warren. Thomas into Byings. Only clear by Reese. You can hear the cheers every time ball goes into the Aston Villa half. Those supporting the Bristol Rovers this evening have not wavered in their confidence nor their enthusiasm for their side. On Grant could be in. Nunes on a hat-trick. Instead it goes to Kirsty Hansen, who taps home for Aston Villa's 7th. The two substitutes combined for the 6th immediately after the second half resumed. And now Grant, who tapped home from Hansen's delivery for the 6th, returns the favour. And Hansen has her mark on the game, well and truly rubber stamped. Aston Villa 7, Bristol Rovers 0. Ackerman's going to chase, but a little bit too much on it. But Ackerman immediately beckoning her team forward. This is where the danger starts, because Aston Villa so comfortable in possession. I say that, and Nobbs has given it to Jarvis. Now Bourne Hallett, little slide ball in behind for, the idea was for Ackerman, but not quite on the same page. Here's Turner. Now Hansen. Byings ahead, gets it to Jill Byings. Hangs that towards the far post. A little bit too much on it, but Grant's going to try and keep it in play. And does. Mailing there for support, but well defended. As they try and get back in numbers, Bristol Rovers. Nobbs with a little give and go. Byings back to Taylor. We're going to see change for the visitors, a double change in fact. Poppy Warren, the first player to be replaced by Mills Bellotti. Apologies, it's Emily Bayliss actually. 28, not 20 that's coming on. And Charlotte Buxton to be replaced by Anis Turner. Here's Grant. A little bit behind Taylor, and Jarvis can try and keep it alive, but too many villain shirts around. Nice play from Bassett. Ackerman, who's now swapped sides to go and play on the right-hand side. Unable to keep up with the forward pass there. A little bit too ambitious, a little bit too far ahead of Daisy Ackerman. Tomas. And again, a little bit of a misplaced pass, perhaps a little bit of complacency starting to ebb into the Aston Villa game. I mean, they are 7-0 up, a minute short of an hour, so you can understand perhaps why their minds are starting to drift towards big WSL game against Everton next weekend, perhaps. Something that Sean Goethe will be very, very keen to ensure doesn't lead to any mistakes in the final half an hour here. Here's Taylor. Nice ball into Hansen. Douglas does well, and Hansen just able to nudge the Bristol Rovers player off balance and wins a corner. Forward again come Patton and Turner. Núñez still lurking, looking for a hat-trick. It'll be Miri Taylor with the corner. Right underneath the goalkeeper's throat. Goalkeeper makes a good punch though. Had to get something on it and did. Mailing. Nobbs. Taylor into Jordan Nobbs. Mailing. Out to Grant. Driving towards the byline, works half a yard, fizz it across goal. Jordan Nobbs. I think that was a really good block, you know. I think the Bristol Rovers defender gets a little bit of a sort of a calf on it to deflect it towards the post. If so, that is absolutely brilliant defending. Kirsty Hansen took a sore one in there. Ackerman's header out free. Aston Villa throw. Here's Jill Byings. One back by Ackerman. And again by Daisy Ackerman. Taylor though steps across, recycles play for Aston Villa down this near side and gets it back into Núñez. Little flick round the corner to Byings. Back to Hansen. Trying to work an angle for a shot maybe. Instead tries to pick up Mailing, a couple of yards behind Sarah Mailing, but Tomas. Hansen. Taylor. Mailing into Nobbs. Here's Patton. Miri Taylor. Byings. Back to Taylor, but Ackerman gets in the way and then cannons off the shins of Miri Taylor and out for a Bristol Rovers goal kick. Here's Núñez, still searching for that hat-trick. Instead it goes to Hansen. Clipped behind for another Aston Villa corner. Miri Taylor jogs over to take it. 64 minutes played here at Bescott Stadium. Aston Villa have 7. 5 in the first half, 2 in the second so far. Towards the near post. And it is headed in. And it is a hat-trick for Gabby Núñez. Her first hat-trick since scoring a treble for Corinthians back in 2021. Her first as an Aston Villa player. She has 3. Aston Villa have 8. It's a wonderful delivery again from Miri Taylor towards the near post. And Gabby Núñez be keeping the match ball from this one. A game to remember. First treble for Aston Villa. Did score a hat-trick, in fact, in the Champions League for Levante in 2023. Next change has been made by Aston Villa as Anna Patton departs for Noel Moritz. Not bad company to be keeping, though, for Gabby Nunes. I mean, Bristol Rovers were talking about how big the gap is prior to kick-off and the challenge that awaits them. Player that scored a Champions League hat-trick scores a hat-trick against you. Talks about the level that you're up against. Talks about the quality that you are up against. Here's Thomas. Out to Hansen. Kirsty Hansen still going. Gets it back from Nunes. He's kept in on this near side. Oh, then a 50-50 though with Sarah Mailing, who was not giving an inch. Hannes Turner thinks it should be a Bristol Rovers throw-in. And the referee agrees. Next change coming for the visitors as Nia Rees is replaced by change for sees Emison Evans. Number 10 Nia Rees off and number 12 Emison Evans on. So a straight swap in that area. Evans will probably go and play a little bit closer to Jarvis, as close as you can get, I suppose, when you're without the ball for such long periods of this game. Here's Nobbs. Grant. Nobbs once more. Mailing. Taylor. Byings slides it in behind for Hansen. The idea was nice. Gets a thumb up from her teammate to appreciate the effort. Here's Nobbs. Kept in brilliantly and cut back. Hansen probably should have done better. brought down brilliantly from Byings. Douglas has stuck to her task though, and Bourne Hallett can sweep it clear only as far as Thomas, and here come Aston Villa again with Miri Taylor. Mailing with the overlap. Jordan Nobbs. Still full of voice, those that have travelled to see Bristol Rovers this evening. Hansen tries to cut it back, evades everyone. Malin's going to try and get there first, and does. Cannons off of the fullback and kept in brilliantly by Hunt in goal. Nobbs just clips it across to Thomas, who's got a little bit of space to step into now. Taylor. Wayward pass from Miri Taylor, and it'll be a throw in right in front of the dugout. Well, a centre-forward performance from Gabby Nunez that interim head coach Sean Goter would have been proud of himself. Certainly knew where the back of the net was in his career, and Nunez has done so again. Although, could be a chance. Is this the chance for Bristol Rovers? Another good save by Port. It was Evans who stung the gloves of the half-time substitute. The first booking of the afternoon coming the way of Emily Bayliss for preventing Kirsty Hansen's counter-attack, but what a chance that was. Can understand why Evans took the strike on, even if it did look a little bit of a narrow angle. Although I think Meg Jarvis, looking back, might have been asking for the square pass instead of the acute angle effort. Here's Sarah Mailing. Mailing into Taylor. Now a bit of space for Nobbs. Tries to flick the ball beyond. Well defended by Ackerman, and then Exley intercepted by Thomas. Now into Byings. Back to Thomas. Hansen. Nobbs. Taylor. Cleared by Bourne Hallett. Nobbs. Grant. Byings. Oh, and very nearly on the follow-up was Nunez. The second time of asking, though. Managed to cling on to it, did George Hunt. Jarvis is going to chase all the way back, but Sophia Paul with a really tidy little clip ball into Danielle Turner's feet. Taylor, charged down though by Bayliss. Kept in, now Emerson Evans. Turner. Byings. Knobs all the way out to Hansen. Less than 15 minutes left of this Adobe Women's FA Cup tie. Aston Villa 8-0 up against Bristol Rovers. Well defended in the end and able to win the throw-in. There was a little lean in to Bourne Hallett there by Miri Taylor, and referee agreed. Here's Bassett. Kept in right on the touchline by now Hansen. Space on the far side now for Thomas. Leaves it for Nunes. Nobbs wants it back, gets it back, still going Nunes. Ran into a crowd and the clearance goes out for an Aston Villa throw-in. Really nicely done by Miri Taylor. Bying screaming for it from Thomas. Hansen up against Ackerman. Drags it the opposite way, still going. Swept clear by Barrett. Jarvis keeps it in play, having to track back to try and get any touch of the ball and wins the team a throw-in. They're going to be taken by Leia Douglas. Little flick on by Jarvis. Mailing. Now Byings. Bayliss is on a booking, has to be careful. Hansen. Ackerman shuts the door again. Sticking to their task well and truly. Hansen. Scoots up towards the centre of the area and eventually cleared only as far as Taylor. Stood up towards the far post. Byings spins around and gets the shot off Jill Byings. What a way to mark your Aston Villa debut by getting your name on the score sheet, a half-time substitute. What a player Jill Byings is going to be in the second half of the season for Aston Villa. They have 9 this evening, and we've still got a while to go. Aston Villa 9, Bristol Rovers 0. Here goes Bai-Yings, the latest to attach her name to the score sheet. Taylor, searching ball out, brilliantly finds Hansen. Starts to drive towards the byline again. Wins an Aston Villa corner. Taylor's corner. From the same side where Gabby Nunes completed a hat-trick. Number 28 on the penalty spot, makes the run towards the near post again. Little flick on. Clear only intermittently. Out to Taylor again. Hansen's the short option. Gets it to Kirsty Hansen. Now Jordan Nobbs. Scooped towards the far post, a little bit too much on it. Skips out for, I was going to say a goal kick, the flag's up for offside anyway. Well, it will be a long journey back to Bristol, but one that will live in the memory. A very special day for this football club. Hopefully a sign of more days like this to come in the near future. The club's certainly going in the right direction. A fan base that seems to have enjoyed their day out. A team that's scoreline doesn't really tell the full story, of defended valiantly at times and certainly shown that they've got quality. Not had a huge amount of opportunities, but when they have stung the gloves of the goalkeeper. Maritz is going to take the shot on. I see another Bristol Rovers change as Abigail Todd comes on. And Daisy Ackerman also going to be replaced by Connie Short. Into Nobbs. Charging down the far side is Kirsty Hansen. Squares it. Somehow kept out and lashed clear by the captain, Bourne Hallett. Confirming that second changes. Connie Short entered the fray. Nobbs. Bai-Yings. Towards the far post. Towards Nunes. What a save. Another excellent stop. Hits the hand of Abigail Todd, but the referee waves play on and then just bounces off the shoulders of Meg Jarvis. Anywhere else, and Bristol Rovers might have had a little sighting at goal. Wonderfully kept in by Grant, who then spins away. Taylor, Nunes wants it at the far post, instead it's shortened to Byings. Trying to work half a yard. Nobbs out to Hansen. Fizz low across goal, and Nunes back to Hansen. Intercepted by Moritz. Out for a throw in, nudged out of play by Anis Turner. Here's Taylor. Tomas. Nunes. Taylor will shoot from range. Wanted to get in on the act, Miri Taylor. Here's Grant. Again, driving to the byline. Does well to keep it in play as well. The finish wasn't quite of a level that we've expected to see. Certainly not of a level that of a team that have put 9 into the back of the net this evening. And counting the 3 that Rachel Daly had disallowed in the first half. Here's Tomas. Turner asking for it in the middle of the park and gets it now. Miri Taylor. A little bit too much on it for Kirsty Hansen on the far side. Nobbs. Bayliss. Hansen. Thunderous tackle by Bourne Hallett. Now Jarvis right in front of a little cluster of Bristol Rovers fans. Here's Byings. Certainly be one of the feel-good stories of the afternoon of the evening for Sean Goater and Aston Villa. Jill Byings getting minutes under her belt ahead of a busy second half of the season. Grant. Back into Nobbs. Taylor. Out to Hansen. Tomas with a little give and go. Taylor. Byings skips away from one challenge, squares it goalwards, and then scooped up happily by Bristol Rovers goalkeeper. Slid into Moritz, who's galloping forward, just shielded out. 90 minutes is upon us. Not that long added on either. Byings. Into Nobbs. Aston Villa looking for double figures. Hansen. Bristol Rovers doing everything to avoid double figures. Taylor. Byings with a spin and gets the shot off. And that might be the final chance of quite an emphatic game and an emphatic performance from Aston Villa. Jill Byings just slamming one over the crossbar. Hansen. It's judged to have fouled. Connie Short, who's in a bit of discomfort. Although I think she's okay. I think the fact there's only 30 seconds or so left in the game. Bristol Rovers have certainly done themselves, their team and their FA Cup journey proud here at the Bescot Stadium this evening. Team that have overcome Sholing, Sherborne Town, Marine Academy, Plymouth and Oxford United to get to this stage from the 4th tier of the English football pyramid up against one of the real heavyweights. The scoreline may seem a little bit harsh on them. Aston Villa not feel it's that way. They've been emphatic, they've been clinical, they've been decisive. They might be on the cusp of a 10th, maybe not. Referee does blow up. Bristol Rovers' journey comes to an end. Aston Villa emphatically doing what they should have done. A thoroughly professional job. Gabby Nunes will steal the headlines. Her last hat-trick came for Levante in the Champions League. This one with a little bit of a different flavour, but certainly won't take the gloss off what has been a very impressive, controlled and convincing performance from Sean Goater's Aston Villa. It's finished here in the Adobe Women's FA Cup. Aston Villa 9, Bristol Rovers 0. Started very quickly. Rachel Daly nodding in from close range inside 2 minutes, as Rachel Daly does. Start continued as well, only a couple of minutes after. Nunes' first of the evening. Really tidy finish that one after good work from Ebony Salmon on this near side. Then Salmon again. Played her part, but on the opposite flank it was a delivery that was met comfortably by Rachel Daly to nod in for 3. And then good goalkeeping here. Leon trying to keep it alive. Then it eventually falls to Paula Thomas with a really tidy finish for 4. And then the 5th in the first half. What a clever finish that is from Gabby Nunes. Nunes is 2nd of the evening. Aston Villa had 5 in the first half. Rachel Daly had 3 disallowed for offside before the second half started. It did start, and it started even quicker than the first. Immediately into the second half. Inside 30 seconds, Hansen, the substitute, crossing for Grant, the other substitute, to nestle in. The same pair combining for number 7. Returning the favour for Kirsty Hansen to tuck in. And then Nunes completing the hat-trick. Really clever header at the near post. And then finally to put the gloss on a good performance, Jill Byings in the squad for the first time since signing from Bayern Munich in the summer on loan. Plagued by injuries in the first half of the season, got 45 minutes and a goal for her first appearance in an Aston Villa shirt. An emphatic performance, an emphatic result. Aston Villa march on in the Adobe Women's FA Cup. It's finished here, Aston Villa 9, Bristol Rovers 0.